All right, how goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. I try to be a man of my word. I said I'm gonna start at least trying to go live on TikTok at least once a week, so I'm doing it. So these lives are basically rants. I'm not like other people that are talking about um, various different topics, but this is what it is. So this rant is basically shout out to those who are standing on business, because when people show you who they really are, that is, to me, that's like the most exciting thing on the planet. It's just like when, because we live in a world that's just filled with so many fake individuals that they don't stand on who they really are. They stand on being who they want to be accepted by. I always, this term by a person I used to work with, he used to say this all the time, and I think it's like the realest term ever. Sorry for disappearing, but I'm trying to make sure my dog is good. He always said that 90% of society that never really ever evolves past high school. And when I first heard that saying, I was like, well, what do you really mean by that? And he says, well, think about life in high school. You are, that's where the cliques start for the most part. Most people in elementary school and middle school, they have their quote unquote areas of cliques, but the cliques get worse as people enter high school. Meaning, am I part of the cool kids table? Am I part of the nerds? Am I part of the people who are in the sports? Everybody has their tribe in their different way, whether it be a tribe of you want to be more in tune with people of your quote unquote nationality, your religion, your sexuality, or just the things that you're into. Let's just go with hobbies, sports, people who are into comic books, animation, whatever the case may be, reality TV, whatever the case may be. Everybody has their niche, their niche, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think at the end of the day, me myself, a lot of times people can't figure me out when they first meet me because I'm not your average guy that's usually in. I don't think that I'm above your average guy who's into sports. I'm not into sports, but I don't knock guys who are into sports, who are into comic books. I'm not into comic books. I'm into basically investments. My form of entertainment, I love to listen to comedians on their podcasts or see them perform, or I'm not even really a movie person. I'm really just a podcast person. Everybody has their thing. But I don't knock what people are into. Just don't knock what I'm into. I stand on my business, what I'm into, and I like to travel. I don't like to do basic things because I get bored with that. The basic things and the basic minds. I like to be on my grind. I like to learn. And for me, I'm a big fan of infotainment. A new term that I heard a couple of years ago, where I can be informed yet entertained. My favorite comedians are the ones who are going to make me laugh my butt off, but yet and still I'm going to be entertained. Corey Holcomb, um, Godfrey, Deion Cole. The list goes on and on. And I think that's the best thing about, even if you look at a show like Wild 'N Out, Nick Cannon, I can't believe it's been on all this time. I really didn't discover that show until the pandemic, but I'm usually late when it comes to things from an entertainment perspective because I'm a grown man. I got more other things I got to worry about. But at the end of the day, shout out to those who stand on businesses and who they are. Like a lot of people give a lot of the quote unquote big girls flack nowadays because there was a time when a lot of people were not into women who were chubby and whatnot. Now, me, I can't relate to that. I've always been into women who are a little bit on the heavier side and the thickness side and confident side all at the same time. Back when it wasn't quote unquote, back when there was no social media, back when there weren't groups, when it wasn't normal to see a big woman in a two-piece bathing suit and whatnot. Um, but once again, I've always been that person to just, in a sense, intentionally or unintentionally go against the grain, go against the norm. But that's what makes me stand out to be who I am, and I always commend people that do that because being a sheep and following the crowd is probably one of the most lame things that anybody can do. I don't care what race you are, I don't care what age you are. Be who you are. Be authentic in who you are, and shine. In being who you are, because when you do that, the craziest things can happen at the end of the day. I mean, whether you love or hate Kanye West, whether you love or hate Donald Trump, whether you love or hate Meg the Stallion, or um, any celebrity or any, I use celebrities because that's what people know of it. Anyone who stands on who they are, that's on you. See, I always respect. I might not have to like you to respect you. I was told that many years ago when I used to work at a job. It was as an audiovisual technician, and the senior technicians were the biggest douchebags on the planet. but they had way more knowledge than I had. So there was things I had to learn from them. And so the mid-level technician, I remember he would tell me, he's like, you don't have to like them, but you do have to respect them, because those are people who hold the knowledge that's going to take you to the next level. And whether you want to go to the next level in this career field, the onus is on you. The responsibility is on you. And that's just one thing you have to take into consideration, because you have to remember, majority of the corporations that we work for, make money for, i.e., being a customer or an employee, or the people who just create the corporations, 9 times out of 10, these people do not particularly care for each other. These people can't stand each other, but they find a way to make a way. You think everybody at TikTok and Google and Instagram and Facebook and X are the best of friends and get along? Absolutely not. But they get together to ensure that the corporation is functional and is profitable. All right, that's the thing you have to take into consideration. Okay, that's the thing you have to take into consideration, and that's how I look at my circle. We don't have to be the best of friends and whatnot, but we can be at a point where it's like, hey, what is the primary objective? What is the goal? What are we trying to get done? I buy rental properties. I'm not the best of friends with the contractors and the property management companies that I utilize, but we stand on business. Hey, you provide a service. I have a product. Let's make sure that we get this thing going so that you can make your profits, I can make my profits, and we can ensure that the tenants are in a safe environment and things of that nature. That's standing on business. It's and that's what it is. You go out into this world, you're supposed to be networking. You're not supposed to be just trying to make friends with people. And if you do make friends with people, that's good. Especially if you're a person who has people skills and is not as introvert as I am and whatnot. I mean, because we live in a time frame where more and more people, including myself at times, engages way more with our cell phones and computers, or just technology as a whole, than we do with human beings on a regular basis. I mean, I think I have more contact with my cell phone and my dog than I do with anybody else, just because I spend more time with my cell phone and my dog outside of going to work, working on business, going to the gym, traveling, and things of that nature. Is there anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But the moral of the story is, I'm saying, shout out to the people that are standing on business rant, because those that are getting things done, they're not making a lot of noise. They're just doing it. Back when I used to work 3 jobs, I used to work 2 jobs during the week and 1 job on the weekend back in my 20s when I was trying to get my money together. And I wasn't worried about making friends. I wasn't doing a lot of talking. I was just doing a lot of doing. I never forget. And I remember I was working in Crystal City, Virginia, which, and if you're familiar with the DMV area, that's right outside of Washington, D.C. It's right next to the Reagan National Airport. And I was working with people, and they were like, why? They was like, you don't have any kids? I said, no. I still don't have kids. It's like, you don't have student loan debt? I said, no. It's like, you don't have a car payment? I said, no. They said, why are you working 2 to 3 jobs? I said, because I don't like being broke. I came up with the term "make money moves" or "live broke like a fool." I'm sure somebody else has said it, but I say it all the time, because I was like, I remember being in my last 2 years in high school and seeing people that were a couple of years older to 10 years older than me, and they were struggling because they either had a bunch of kids, a bunch of student loan debt, or a bunch of or just wasn't doing nothing with their life. Is there anything wrong with having kids and student loan debt? No. So don't take it like I'm saying there's something wrong with that. Nothing wrong with having a family, but especially in today's high inflation world, the financial repercussions are very dire, way more worse than it was compared to when I was coming up. But anyways, long story short, I was telling them, like, well, I'm trying to save money and I'm trying to invest my money and whatnot, just in order for me to be able to become a homeowner and possibly become a business owner one day. And I was 22, 23 years old, thinking like this at the time. It's not like I'm acting like I was a genius or anything of that nature, but the people that I worked with at that time, and this is why it says that your circle matters. They was like, well, if I didn't, because they all had children and they all had student loan debt and they all had high car payments. I'm 41 years old. I've still never had a car payment because I just take care of my car, and I don't like having that kind of debt. I rather have business debt and home, debt when it comes to home owning a property and things of that nature. But like I said, I'm just different in that aspect. And they was like, I'd be at the house relaxing right now. It's like, you don't have to be here. It's like, we have to be here because we're struggling with our bills and things of that nature. I'm just like, well, that was a personal choice. The onus is on you. You chose this lifestyle. It is what it is. I said, I wanted to have some money. And I wanted to be able to ensure that if I did get laid off from my job, I had a backbone. I mean, a backup plan, credit cards, assets, savings, things of that nature. I always wanted to stand on that business because being broke. One of my favorite quotes from a great rapper named Royce the 5'9" is, "That's how it has to be because being broke is something that I can't afford to be." And it's like, and that's just where my mind is at. And I always say before I end this video off, the money move is this: getting in great information that's going to help you become better in any aspect, in any way. Ensuring that you increase your value, increase your income, increase your savings, increase your asset portfolio. And then, number 3, last but not least, enjoy your freaking life. No matter how you do it, no matter how you like, whether it's like me, you take a trip, you go to a concert, you go to the beach, you go to a comedy show, you go to a convention, a Comic-Con, whatever you do, enjoy your life a little bit. Because today a woman passed out. If you follow my Twitter, because I'm gonna start trying to post more stuff on TikTok. But if you follow my Twitter and my YouTube channel, and if you're watching, please subscribe to Larry's Anything Goes LLC on YouTube. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. If you're on my Instagram, on my X, it's not Twitter but X, and Facebook page. You saw that I was at a black-owned business. It was it's a black-owned soul food cart, and a woman in front of me passed out because it was so hot today. And me and another gentleman, luckily, we caught her, and I believe she had a heat stroke. And, the people that own the establishment, they called the ambulance to make sure that this individual was good to go. But in that moment, and then a couple of days ago, a gentleman had a heart attack in my gym. So these two situations have reminded me that we do not have that much time on this earth. So do not take your time on this earth for granted. Stand on that business. If you're going to stand on anything, do not take your time on this earth for granted, because you never know when your time is going to come, or when you might have some health-related incident that could totally change and transform your life, maybe for the better, but most times for the worse. So do the great 3 things, family. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. If you watch this on any other platform but YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube, Larry's Anything Goes LLC. That's all I'm asking you to do. It's free. And my motto is, if it's free, then it's me. Take care. Enjoy your life. Stand on business. Stand on your principles, regardless of what anybody says. Because I always say, unless you're writing a check for me, your opinion really means nothing. Take care. Outside of my mother and of course some of my siblings or whatnot, but for my folks that are don't judging other people's lives without you writing a check. I always say, if it doesn't make you better, it doesn't make you give you a great check, then there's no reason to get upset. Take care, family. I'm out.